Hey guys, the swap idea was sitting in my head for the past 12 years or so. I bought this engine together with the gearbox, keys and modules around 7 years ago. It came from a broken English E53. This engine had failed chain tensioners at 230,000 kilometers. But that was not a problem, since I was planning to completely rebuild it myself. I brought it home and threw it into the corner for several years. Afterwards, it was hanging on the engine stand and waiting for the right time. Looks like the time has come and I have decided to commence this project. So here it goes. I need to remove the junk around the engine and move the stand closer to the workbench. Remove the wiring. Some of the elements were already removed before by my comrade years ago. He did open the front covers to evaluate the damage, so this assembly process will be slightly easier for me. Remove the hoses. Remove the fuel ramp. I actually needed to drain the fuel. Remove the PCV system. It is located outside, on the X5. As you know, the E38 version is located inside the engine under the front timing chain cover. Remove the starter wire and the starter itself. I'm lucky that this engine is from a UK car. The starter is located at the proper side here. In other cases, the starter will be at the opposite side and you will need to drill a hole in the engine block to shift the starter from one side to another. Remove engine legs. Remove oil filter housing with hoses. Remove the intake air manifold. The intake looks quite clean. I'd say the X5 PCV system works great. I have disassembled the intake manifold. This is the same manifold as on the M60 motors. The part numbers are the same. As you can see, this manifold has big old-school runners. Remove the coolant piping. Remove the PCV valve drain tube. I've decided that I will remain with the X5 PCV version. It is easy to service and the intake looks clean. In this case, I will need to drill a hole in the E38 oil pan and bend the drain tube as well. Remove the NOx sensors. It is written Bosch. Remove the camshaft sensors. It is written SWF Germany. The Google says that the Valeo took over this brand. Remove the valley pan as well as the plastic cover. The newer type pans are one-time use. They come with a ready gasket on them. I've ordered a M60 Valley Pan version. It is suitable for replaceable gaskets since it has a flat surface. The M60 version has two-section heat insulation as well. I did order the lower insulation which covers the oil pan. The upper one was unavailable. I will try to figure out something. I guess the idea behind it is to minimize the heat spread from the engine towards the intake manifold. As you know, the colder the air intake, the more power the engine can produce. Okay, let's remove the head covers. The failed chain tensioners produce a lot of broken plastic all around the engine. Remove the upper front covers. Remove the alternator. I'm lucky. On the back there was a sticker saying remanufactured. Remove the vibration damper. I was extremely lucky that my comrade removed the Jesus crank bolt, otherwise I would have a challenge. Remove the main cover.
Папа, ты больно додел, что ты взялся за это? За двигатель свой.
Когда я додела.
А?
Потом, когда я додела.
Когда-нибудь. Ну, сейчас доделаю.
Behold, the failed timing chain system and the slacked oil pump chain. Remove the chain guides. Remove Vanos nuts. They have opposite thread, so unscrew clockwise. Remove these parts to get the access to the camshafts. Unscrew Vanos and the sprocket bolts clockwise as well. Remove the Vanos system. Remove tensioners. Remove solenoids. Remove distribution pieces. As you've noticed, I didn't turn the engine and not used any ignition tools. The reason for that is that I don't know at what state is the ignition right now, since the tensioning system is completely failed. If I would turn the crankshaft, I could damage the valves. So I will just remove the camshafts as they are, by evenly unscrewing the cap nuts. Camshaft condition is okay. Some of the caps look not perfect. Unfortunately, they are part of the head, and you cannot order them separately. The oil pump chain was so slacked that even started grinding off the block. Looks like you have to do the chain adjustment every 100,000 kilometers or so. Time to remove the heads. I will send them to a machine shop for cleaning, inspection and repairs if needed. Now it's time for the piston dance.
Там у папы есть. Так что это?
Охлаждающая жидкость.
А?
Охлаждающая жидкость.
Антифриз?
Угу.
Папа, это что?
Антифриз.
Пить?
Антифриz. Okay, time for the oil pan and oil pump. Just look at this goo. E38 has a different pump and the oil pan. The camshaft has different color tolerances, green and orange in my case. But all of the main bearings were for the orange version, as well as it is written in the manual that use only orange version bearings, and that's it. Okay, remove the oil nozzles. I removed the first piston. The rings are moving, that's a good sign. The upper rod bearings on this engine are manufactured by Glyco, and the part number ends with 832. I suppose they are stronger than the standard 700-701, which comes on the B44 blocks, since the condition was quite okay. Pistons are okay more or less, with minor scratches. I've checked the piston ring gap as well. Upper rings are slightly above the tolerance and the lower oil ring is okay. I will measure the vertical ring gap later on, after the pistons will be cleaned. I did few of the main bearing caps readings with the Kolben Schmidt plastic gauge. The readings were okay, something around 0.03 millimeters. The lower rod bearings look not so good. On some of them, the copper layer was already exposed. Looks like you have to replace this at 150,000 kilometers, I guess. Rod bearing clearances were okay as well. I've removed the rest of the pistons. This one from cylinder 7 had a bigger scratch than the others. I didn't receive the ring expander yet, so had to remove the rings by hands, and I managed to break one ring. I've measured the piston as per manual, and it was within specs. I've measured the crankshaft axial play, and it was good. Those bearings look good. To remove the crank, I had to remove the back cover. I was too lazy to remove the engine from the stand, so had to use Mickey Mouse tools to unscrew those bolts. The main bearings are made by Kolben Schmidt, and they look quite okay. But I will replace them anyways since I'm already here. The cylinder surface alusil looks alive. I did some taper and out of round measurements. I will talk about it in the next video. As I've said, the rings are slightly out of specs in regards to the ring end gap. The oil ring and the expander were fully clogged by soot. You cannot see the drain holes. The rings are made by Goetze. There are letters GOE stamped on them. I've measured the crank and it is okay. The journals need a bit of polishing and that's it. Here are the upper rod bearings. These are lower rod bearings. Upper main bearings. Lower main cap bearings. I'm in the process of ordering the spare parts and making the to-do list. There will be a lot of small works, preparations and investment since there are not too many alternative part options for piston rings and some of the bearings, etc. As well as the genuine spare parts prices are totally out of control now. There are some solutions to make the repairs cheaper, they are mostly experimental, but I will cover this topic in the next episode. Meanwhile, I will continue preparing for the next repair step and there are some other decision making. That's it for now. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.